am I the a-hole for telling my significant other her side hustle money isn't her do whatever you want money?
Oh no. I feel like this is a reverse or like the opposite, the other side of the first story we just read.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
excited about
I'm
this
excited
one.
about this one.
My sister, I don't know why I said that. My significant other goes to a formal job for a couple days a week, approximately 8 to 16 hours a week, but has a side hustle that she spends a lot of time on the days she doesn't work. The income from her formal job goes into a joint account, which is where all of my money goes as well. I receive a salary and work a minimum of 45 hours a week, and often sometimes end up working from home during my off time. Our total household income split is roughly 78 to 22, with the 78% coming from my income.
Whoa.
That's a lot. However, the side hustle money my significant other makes never sees our joint bank account. All of our bills are paid from our joint account. We have had situations in the past where she will make a large purchase with this money and justify it with this is money from my side hustle. So it doesn't matter what she does with it because it's extra money. I don't have the same luxury to do something like this since 100% of my income goes to the joint account. In her defense, she does take care of some expenses with the side hustle money, but it mostly goes toward funding her side hustle and extracurricular activities. This is a very expensive activity coming up. Oh, sorry. There is a very expensive activity coming up for one of our kids that costs several thousands of dollars that I'm not 100% on board with. But she is saying that it's not a problem and that she's paying for it with her money. I told her that just because she makes this extra money doesn't mean that she should get to do whatever she wants with it without consulting me first, specifically for large purchases. My stance is that all money made in the household should be deposited in the joint account and made decisions together. She disagrees and sees this as her money that she can do whatever she wants with. Am I the a-hole for telling her her money should go into the joint account since all of mine does?
This is a hard one because just like we talked about in the first story, I think that it's important for your side hustle to fund your side hustle and also for you to get to reap the benefits of the side hustle, right? In this instance, the split is like
Very
very
different.
lopsided. Actually, what was the split in the first one? Was it, I think he made like 30,000 more than her or something like that, right?
Yeah, something I don't remember actually, but I don't feel like it was that much.
I don't think they gave us enough information about like how the split was. I just know that the rent was not significantly different.
I think it was like 19 and 1400 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so this one a lot more money is coming from the OP, but they also have children. So I'm wondering, is she a stay-at-home mom where she's working part-time and then she has a side hustle? Because if she is, then I
She's
kind of feel like she's
yeah.
entitled to some side hustle money for herself.
I agree. I feel like being a mom is another job.
Totally.
So
If that's what I'm saying. So like that's why I'm having a hard time with this one. Because if she's not, and she is, if she has a nanny that they're funding, if she has like, you know, help around the house that is being funded with their joint account, then and she spends all of her time doing her part-time job but also her side hustle, then I consider the side hustle then is part of that part-time job. You know what I mean? Like it together they're making a full-time job.
yeah.
That's how I'm seeing it. So I'm really split on this one.
Hmm. You know, the thing is, like, okay, I know that we can't specifically assume that she's a full time mom,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking about my mom when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
She was a full time stay at home mom until I reached 6 years old and was in school.
Mm-hmm.
And then she started going to school because she was like, okay, I want to like be able to contribute. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like maybe this is her like trying to contribute now that her kids are old enough. I know that's like a lot to like just assume that, but like, do you know what I mean? Maybe now she's like, okay, I have time to do stuff. I mean, I feel like her kid's probably a little bit older, but you know, now she wants to contribute. And I don't know, I feel kind of, I guess I'm more on her side in a way.
I feel like I need more information.
I
Because
definitely need
also
more
I feel like
information.
it's weird that OP doesn't have personal spending money, that every single cent of OP's like earnings go straight into this joint account. They need to have separate accounts. Obviously, she has a side hustle. he should be using some of the money for himself. But it looks like OP doesn't have that opportunity, right? Because 100% of the money that's being used is going straight into the household finances.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised about that. I just feel like if she's allowed, so to me, it seems like she has her own account.
Yeah.
So I don't get why he doesn't have his own account. I feel like maybe he needs to
I
set
think
some
because he's
boundaries.
spending 100% of his money on household finances.
I know, but then I just be like, you know what? You're gonna have to make up this 10%, I guess. I don't know. I mean, is that mean?
I don't know what's going on in their life.
I
Tell me
know.
more. Jeez.
Just like, or maybe, he has to figure out, they need to figure out something like maybe like, when he gets a raise, like that raise money becomes his, like, personal money.
Yeah, OP is working 45 hours a week, like regularly.
Yeah.
And then works from home during the off time. So when OP is working from home, I can only assume that the wife is, or significant other, he doesn't say wife, significant other is taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. Do they have a nanny? I feel like these are very important details. And so I honestly can't say. I'm going to say either nobody is the a-hole or everyone sucks. I'm not sure. Like, what do you say, Maddie? Should we read some comments?
Definitely, because I feel like the comments that I'm seeing are like going against us. So
Okay.
this one says, not the a-hole. You either have joint expenses or you don't. It's not a side hustle when she doesn't have a full-time job.
Again, I don't agree with that because I don't know the whole story. And I don't think it's one or the other. I don't think it's you either have, like, I feel like you should have shared finances, but then I think you should also have your own independent money.
I agree. Like 100%. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah. Okay. And then there's this other comment. It says, not the a-hole. Your money is her money and her money is her money. Time for separate bank accounts, which is, I think, what we were saying. He needs his own bank account.
Totally.
They probably just need to have a talk. Oh my gosh. As I've said like 100 times,
A revolutionary idea.
Last one. There's this one other comment. Not the a-hole if you were both working full-time jobs and living comfortably on that. And then she got an additional job where she worked on weekends or something for the sole purpose of money, of fun money, then sure. But if she's just trying to get to a full-time job and you guys need the money, then no. I agree with that, but since you've made the point that what if she is taking care of the kids? I feel like watching children, I watch your daughter for a few hours and I am absolutely exhausted. So I feel like you sometimes do have to have more than one job, full-time job. Like you and Justin, because you guys do full-time jobs and then you guys take care of her too. So it's absolutely crazy and amazing how I just feel like once you're a parent, you have a full-time job 365 days, 24 hours, 7 days a week, whatever.
Yeah, on top of whatever you're working and getting paid for.
I mean, even my mom, I'm like fully grown, but like I talk to her all the time, I see her all the time. Like once you have kids, you have a full-time job forever. I mean, of course, she doesn't have to deal with me every second, but do you know what I mean? Like once you're a parent, you're always a parent. Sorry.
Someone says, not the a-hole, 8 to 16 hours a week is barely even a job. This is not a side hustle. She's barely even working part-time unless she's a stay-at-home mom. And you didn't mention that she's doing all that work. If all your money is expected to be shared, all hers should be as well. I think
agree.
I think it's hard because like I want to assume that there is more to the story that we're not hearing.
Yeah.
But I guess if we're taking a story at face value, that she is only working part-time and that they have nannies and people to take care of, and the time that she's not spending working, she's either working on her side hustle or like it's free time, then yeah, totally. I agree that they're not the a-hole, but I feel like this one is still TBD.
I agree. So for sure, we both agree it's TBD.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever landed anywhere like this.
No, we did last week with Justin, right? About something. I don't remember.
About the mother-in-law?
Yeah.
But I think we were eventually swayed by the comments.
Okay. Oh, we were. We were like in the beginning, and then the comments were like, no.
Yeah,
Right?
this one's hard.
All right. So yeah, for sure, I would say this one is 100% a to be determined because it really just depends on the context, right?
Yeah, I feel like I should take this.
Hmm.
Oh.
What?
Okay. We have a comment from OP. He was responding to somebody's question. They're asking, does she take care of the kids and house in the hours she isn't at her main job? How long has she been making money in the side hustle? Have you ever sat down and discussed the responsibility of the bills? I really could not say without more information. OP goes, all three of our kids are in school currently. She's been making side hustle money for probably 3 to 4 years. It started as a hobby of hers, and we jointly decided to invest in the necessary equipment, but it exploded and she does really well with it. However, we never discussed the money from it because it originated as a hobby. Sounds like an MLM.
Is that one of those scam things, MLMs?
Yeah. They write, it sounds like you need to sit down and discuss the money right now. I think she has the right to spend it on your child, as there had been no discussion on this for all the years she has earned the money. Now, I do think you should discuss her combining her income and taking care of bills in the future. Yeah. That gives us a little bit more information, but he's still not addressing whether or not she's taking.
I think she is when they're home. I think he's saying, well, the time that the kids are in school, you know,
She's working on her side hustle.
Yeah, which I think is fine. That's not that many. I mean, okay, that's from 8 a.m.
That's 8 hours a day, right?
Like school that long? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like 7.
Oh, well, 8 to 2.
3. 8 to 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3.
That's 8.
7.
You're right. Can't count. I was seeing your fingers and I was like, you're holding up 8 fingers. Sorry. It's been a long time since I've been in school, Maddie.
I can't even imagine getting up at 8 o'clock and learning. That sounds like horror.
Please don't make me.
You're gonna have to make your kid do that.
Okay, wait. Someone says, is it an MLM? And he goes, what's MLM? People keep saying that. And then someone explains what it is. Oh, for people that don't know, it's multi-level marketing, because this is like, what was it, Lululemon? Or basically it's like when you have to buy stuff in order to make money, quote unquote, and it's like a pyramid scheme.
Pyramid scheme, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah. And he goes, no, definitely not that. She makes crafts, lol.
Oh.
Okay, so she's on Etsy.
And that means
it blew up, he said.
But that takes time to make stuff.
It does take time.
So
and she uses the money to keep building her business and making other things.
Okay, so for sure, I don't think she's the a-hole anymore, actually. No, I don't think she's oh yeah, I think he's the a-hole now.
You think he's the a-hole?
Because like the thing is that I'm pretty sure that means that she is taking care of the kids. So she's making sure that, say there's an issue, like say one of the kids gets sick or one of the kids needs a doctor's appointment, she's doing all of that still.
Because he works so freaking much.
Right. She's making sure that he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to leave in the middle of his day for his job. On top of that, she figured out something to do that she can do while they're in school. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
So I just don't think that's fair at all. What do you think?
I agree. I have to go against the grain here and say I don't agree with they're actually the OP was decided as not the a-hole, but I think they need if OP wants her to contribute more to the bills, then I think they should have that discussion and say, okay, what's the percentage? Again, I always go back to percentages because I feel like this is easier over time to, not have to adjust and just be like, all right, you are spending this X amount of time on this. Yes, it's your free time. You're also, getting all the things. You're keeping the family together. You're keeping everything going. You're, like you said, taking them to doctor's appointments, whatever. I think like 10%, 15%, whatever you want it to be, decide on that, create have the joint account, but then have that replace whatever it is that you take that amount of money, whatever that is, and then save that for yourself.
Yeah.
And then maybe maybe OP's gonna feel a little bit like it's more balanced, because then they'll have a little bit of money, some fun money to go and spend on whatever.
So this is what I think when you say the percentage thing, because I like to think about it that way. First, I would decide, okay, how much does a a childcare person get paid. So whatever I'm making on my side hustle, I would kind of start being like, okay, well, this is how much this person would make. So that's how much, I should be making, but that would be contributed to the house, right? So I'd make sure to put that into my percentages. I would make sure to think about, okay, as a business owner, because she is technically a business owner, she needs to make sure, she has money for the business, for like supplies and everything, calculate all of that and see what her actual monthly
Her take home.
Yeah, her take home. And then based on that, make sure she has a percentage for herself. And then on top of then you can just be like, okay, maybe the rest can, go into the family. But I think she also should be able to consider staying home with the kids as part of her percentage in a way.
Right.
You know what I mean? For her to take home.
Yeah.
Because like that is a full-time job. I don't care if the kids are not there. She's probably cleaning the house. She's probably, doing all the stuff to keep the household running.
Right.
I feel like that is a job. I know that some people are like, oh, that's not really a job, but that's 100% of a job, especially if she's already doing the side hustle.
If you don't think it's a job, I invite you to try it and see if you feel the same once you've done that. Like you said, you took care of our kid for a few hours and you were like, make it stop. Like it's
well, not that bad, but I was just like, it was actually worse when she was a baby, when she had just learned to walk.
Okay. Yeah, it was scary
everywhere, and it scared me because I was like, I can't even go to the bathroom without like being worried because she would just
you don't have
everywhere.
time for yourself.
This is when you guys hadn't moved into your house yet, and so like it was a smaller space, but I was scared so badly. I was like, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, how do I go to the bathroom with her? And she's like, you just bring her into the bathroom with you. And I was like, can I do that? Is that okay? Like, just like it's just so scary. And I actually really appreciate it now because like I have these like wonderful memories of taking care of her. But like at the time I was absolutely exhausted after doing, I think it was like for 4 hours or something. And the whole time I was like, when are they gonna be home? So, like,
I remember we got back and you just looked so drained. Like your face was just like you'd been through war. And I was like, I feel so bad because I know it's a lot of work. And imagine like when your kids are a little bit older, my mom has a saying, the bigger the child, the bigger the problems. So aside from just like the everyday things, she's also helping them like through whatever they're going through that day. It's a lot. And some people like to argue that being a mom is not the hardest job. Maybe it's not the hardest job, but it's like definitely something that you're thinking about constantly, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're always thinking about your child.
This is what I'm thinking. You have to wake them up. You have to feed them breakfast. You have to get them to school. Once they're at school, you have to clean the house. You have to buy groceries or whatever you need for the house. Did I say cleaning already? You have to do more cleaning, probably from the dishes and stuff that you made for dinner or whatever. You have to pick them up, take them to practices or whatever they're going to do. Wait for them if it's far away. Or, go home and just do something super quickly, then run back to go get them, bring them home, make sure they do their homework, make sure they get bathed or whatever, make sure they go to bed.
And also make sure that they have some kind of a memory, give them some kind of a good experience that they can then look back on and be like, oh, wow, I had a childhood. Like that stuff is important too.
Exactly. And so she gets 7 hours, or maybe probably not 7 hours, maybe like 3 or 4 hours to actually do her job. Besides doing all the housework, do you know what I mean? So I think that people just forget about that, about what it actually takes.
But again, that's why I don't want to 100% unequivocally say that OP is an a-hole, because maybe it's the other way around, where he's working, and every minute that he's home, he's with the kids. You know what I mean? So we don't know how many hours she's dedicating to her side hustle, but if it's surpassing what he's spending on his side hustle, then maybe the roles are reversed. I really don't feel like that's the case here. I don't. Yeah. Because if she started an Etsy business for while the kids are at school, I kind of feel like it's what we think.
Yeah. So, okay, for this one, yeah, for sure, we need more information, but based on what we think, he may possibly be the a-hole, right?
Yeah, we're leaning towards he's the a-hole.
Christy, you really need some coffee.
I need some coffee.